So, what happens when a routine EU summit goes completely off the rails? Let's dive right into it. You know the drill with these summits, right? All smiles and fuzzy statements? Well, not this time. Yeah, all it took was one calm, direct comment, and boom, that whole carefully built harmony, gone. See, in Brussels, there's this unwritten rule. You soften disagreements. You never go for a direct fight.
But Italy's Giorgia Meloni, she didn't just break that code. She sent a very clear message.
Okay, so how did we get here? Well, this thing didn't just happen overnight. It was building for months. Brussels basically thought Meloni had been tamed, that she was one of them now. Wow, did they get that wrong. First up, grievance number 1, migration. This has been a massive headache for Europe for years. Meloni basically said, we're done. Done being Europe's waiting room while everyone else just talks. Then she moved on to the money, the EU's recovery funds, which Italy felt had way too many strings attached. She even called it extortion, said the EU was using cash to control their national politics. And this is the key part. She framed it as a defense of her democratic mandate from Italian voters. And oh boy, the ripple effect. What she said in that room did not stay in that room. Back home in Italy, her approval ratings shot right up. For a lot of people, this was about national pride. And her defiance was contagious. Other countries started taking notes, seeing a new playbook emerge. Meanwhile, Brussels went straight into damage control. Everything's fine, it was constructive. But nobody was really buying it. The image of a crack in that perfect EU unity, it was already out there. And just like that, Meloni became this huge symbol, a symbol of pushing back against Brussels. The body language at the end said it all. The contrast between the two leaders was pretty stark. Look, this wasn't just some spat. This was a warning shot. It totally changed the conversation in Europe. So is this a much-needed course correction, or is it the first real crack in the foundation? And that leaves the biggest question of all for Brussels. What happens if saying no becomes the new normal?